Minnesota did just finish that first weekend with the mask mandate. And so we wondered about anxiety about this on both sides of this. Not that there are two sides to the mask issue, wear it, but there are two sides of anxiety, right? Maybe you're anxious because someone isn't wearing it. Maybe you're anxious because it makes you mad that someone is wearing it. So joining us by Skype to talk about what he's calling COVID-19 stigma, Dr. Brian Palmer, a psychiatrist with Allina Health. Dr. Palmer, thanks for being with us.
Hi, good morning.
So what kind of stuff are we seeing or are we talking about with COVID-19 stigma?
Yeah, well, in healthcare, we see stigma emerge around diseases that evoke fear. And in response to that fear, there's an urge to find something or someone to blame. And so we've seen this with racial and ethnic groups, with COVID, and we've seen it regionally. Originally, New Yorkers were stigmatized as the hotspot of the virus, and I think that's shifted into other areas of the country as the virus has changed. But the core feature is trying to find some way or someone to blame for the uncertain feelings that we all have in the face of this virus.
Yeah. Yeah, it is interesting. The very first time, probably 3 or 4 months ago, I saw someone wearing a face covering. She immediately, and this was at the grocery store, she immediately felt like she needed to defend herself. She's like, I'm not sick. I'm just taking precautions. And I was like, it's fine. Do whatever you need to do. But different people have different emotions on this. Do you have any suggestions for how people kind of manage those reactions?
Well, sure. You know, some of the anger and some of the viral videos that we've seen are obviously concerning. And for all of us, just to remember some basic anger management. And if you're wanting to work on your own angry responses to things, there's a couple of things we can all do. The first is to work on our thoughts. So if we find ourselves getting a little more black and white, you're either with me or against me or on the right side or the wrong side, that kind of thinking can cause a problem for us with anger. So to settle that down, take some perspective and remember the virus is the problem, not each other. We're Minnesotans, we're in this together, we're going to get through. And then second, to be able to be patient with your emotions. Usually when we see high levels of anger, there's some other feelings that are, in this case, maybe fear, maybe sadness. The sense that we're going through this, it's an uncertain time. People are afraid economically, they're afraid for what's going on in their families, and they've lost things. And so those feelings are also important to acknowledge and just to have them and allow yourself to be forgiving and patient with yourself about them. And then finally, I think being able to just practice some decent self-care and take a deep breath occasionally, make sure you're eating and drinking well and taking care of yourself in this difficult time. All of that can help lower the volume of some of this.
Doctor, I've noticed a lot of people, especially when it comes to social media. So say like the news media, for example, posts a picture of people outside. I get inundated with people saying like, where's their mask? Why isn't that person wearing a mask? And while I acknowledge and understand the impulse, I worry a little bit about the mental long-term well-being of folks who feel like this heightened level of anxiety where they need to be kind of not only worrying about their own behavior and their friends and family, but they feel like they have to police the community in a way.
Yeah, I think that's right, Jason. I think that if we can focus on what's in our control, we're going to be a lot more effective. If we're focused on things that we can't control, I can't control whether a given person does or doesn't wear a mask today. And if I spend my day focused on that, I end up feeling helpless and less in that process. And so we want to focus on what we have in our sphere of influence.
Yeah, you end up doing more damage to yourself than good. It is a time to take care of yourself, for sure, to make sure you practice those very good mental health kind of maintenance ideas. Dr. Palmer with Allina Health, thanks for being with us today. We appreciate it.